All right, I'm at the trailhead of the Collins Gulf in South Cumberland State Park. So there's a cool map behind me, and I'm going to kind of zoom in on that after this and show you what the plan is, what we're going to be doing hiking. I'm actually coming out and done, but when I got here yesterday, it was crowded. So I didn't want to, people were standing here trying to read and stuff. I didn't want to do this. But I'm going to show you the plan. And also below in the description, I've put some timestamps that are going to be what I feel like are some of the highlights of the overnight. And so if you want to just skip around, you can jump to that, like HorsePound Falls. Awesome. So anyway, I'll show you the trip, and thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is South Cumberland State Park. Big Creek Gulf, Savage Gulf, Collins Gulf. I've hiked these other two before, but we started here, the Collins Gulf trailhead, and I took the rim trail all the way up to, that is called Sawmill Campsite. So I stayed the night there, and this morning came all the way down Collins Gulf Trail. There's HorsePound Falls, Suter Falls, and back out to the trailhead. So cool trip. If you're looking for views, north rim of the Savage Gulf is the best. My overall favorite trip here was through Stone Door and at Allum Gap, but Collins Gulf had a lot of charm too. It was nice. All right, I think I'm by myself now, just a mile or so in, and really pretty place. Very, very rocky trail, but that's okay. Working our way over to the north side. I guess it's technically the northeast side of Collins Gulf, and then we'll start walking along the rim of the Gulf. Be a couple of spots that jut out so you can get a good view. And the way South Cumberland shakes out, there's three different gulfs: Savage, Big Creek, and the one I'm exploring this trip, Collins Gulf. Two separate trips. I've been to the other two, and very cool place. So this will make it 3 for 3. That's a rocky trail. Not joking around. Whoop. This is the trail. See the tree with the blaze on it. Whew. Some of them are a little loose. Keeps you on your toes, literally. There's been so much to see in just these first 2 miles. Bridge up here, some day hikers up there, but still gonna be a cool little sight. All right, I've officially climbed up onto the top of the Gulf of Collins Gulf. Definitely get some lookouts soon, but that was a pretty steep climb. And it's June, so June in Tennessee, slightly warm. But woods here definitely not as pretty as when you're a little lower elevation and you have the water and the ferns and all the greenery. Not that this isn't green, but you know what I mean. But should be coming up on our first overlook pretty soon. It's exciting. Okay, found a little side trail that led off to a overlook, and this looks like it has some serious potential. Oh yeah. Set my water down. It's all right. All right, this is a neat little intersection that I've actually been to before, because as you can see, South Rim Trail going that way. On a previous trip to South Cumberland, I hiked the South Rim, came up here, was going to be the Stagecoach Trail, but I looped back up to the North Rim and stayed at Hobbs Cabin. So this will be a little different because I'll turn off on a different path here in a minute. But what's really neat is this. The McMinnville-Chattanooga Stagecoach Road. A lot of history through here, and can't see it now, but once I get down this path a little bit and actually get on the old Stagecoach Road, you'll see how it winds up, and just kind of imagine what 1830s, 1843 stagecoaches actually riding down into these gulfs and out. It's pretty neat. But I'll film the Stagecoach Road in a minute. Let's see what this says. Stagecoach Historic Trail. Yep. 2 miles to Sawmill Campsite. That's where I'm staying tonight. So 2 more miles till there. Head on out. All right. This is the old Stagecoach Road from McMinnville to Chattanooga. 200 years ago, almost. What a hell of a trip that would have been, huh? Riding up through here. That's all still there. Those are old turn in the road. You can see some more structures over here. They're clearly man-made. Ow. Good toe stomp. It's a pretty good flow of water right there. I imagine those stagecoaches, one hell of a bumpy ride. I didn't bring my trekking poles today. I brought this little walking stick from the house that my daughter and I had picked up day hiking in, I think it was Sipsey Wilderness where we got that. And she affectionately refers to it as fat daddy stick, which is unconfirmed, but I believe she is referring to me when she calls it the fat daddy stick. She's a witty little kid. Clever. Little mini waterfall up here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's off the trail a ways, I think. But I'll go check it out with my fat daddy stick. Check that out. That's the end of the Stagecoach Road I've been heading down. And I have not seen anyone in a while. GPS says I've hiked 8.5 miles. And I'm pretty close to, there's a sign there. Not that one. That's the connector trail I've hiked before. It's kind of a tough trail, to be honest with you. And this is the direction I'll be going. 0.4 miles to the Sawmill campsite. Almost there for the night. All right, well, I have my camp set up. Here's my tent, obviously. And over here is my fire pit. Places to sit down. Should be pretty nice. And I'm thinking this tree limb there would be a good place to hang my bear bag. So up next is I need to go grab a little more water, cook dinner, and maybe get me a little fire going if I can get some wood. Yeah. Almost forgot I wanted to show what we did today. My original plans for this trip were to come into Savage Gulf, stay at Stagecoach, make this loop up to tonight at Sawmill, and then back out into a 2-night, 3-day trip. But plans changed, so Saturday I came in, parked here, and I hiked the rim trail first for mainly because it was also the longest miles. And also I feel like tomorrow's gonna be really great, kind of coming through some waterfalls and sinks like that. And I love going by the river. So did 9 miles today along the trail, on the rim here. And we're camping at Sawmill. I want to get over to this Decatur Savage historical site and see what that is. I have no idea. And the spring is obviously where I need to get water, but I think I might be able to find some if I make a run for the spring real quick. It is, well, got a few hours of daylight left. Definite change of plans. I'm going to the spring because the water on the map is that down there. And it is very, very dry. So I just passed a sign that said Schwoon Spring is that way. About 0.3 miles, so not very far. We'll go over there, get some water, get back to campsite. Man, I kind of want to see that Dakota Springs thing. Dakota Savage. But it doesn't even say how far away it is. So it's a cool suspension bridge right there though. Little buggos are out. Anyway, I'm about to climb like that. Go to the spring. Well, I found Schwoon Springs for water. You can hear it and it just looks super cool up there. It wasn't too far to the water source. Maybe a little more than 0.3, but don't fall down there. You can just feel the cool air coming from this cave up here. Don't see any water yet. How do you get that? Oh, dang. Okay. Well, let's figure this out. I need water, but I don't want to fall down in there. Huh. Oh, look at that. Right between those rocks. Perfect. Well, I started going to the historical site, but there's no signs that tell me how far it is. The map looked like it was kind of far, but it didn't even say. So, it's already 6 o'clock. I need to get to camp and make more preparations. But, I do get to cross another bridge. Be nice if there was water under here. This thing were to break. It's a good long fall on rocks. Ooh. I should clinch up a little. Okay, well, as it turns out, I made a little bit of a mistake this trip. I brought some really good food that I was going to test out, and I didn't bring my spoon. That sucks. All of it requires stirring, and it's a obviously needed essential item. But because I was trying new food, I brought a backup just in case I didn't like the food. So I'm good tonight, and I did not make the same mistakes this time. So got food. Don't have breakfast in the morning, but I'm only like 4 miles to the back to the trailhead, so should be good to go. I'm going to eat, and I gathered up some firewood and get that going. well, I'm just getting it stirred up with little sticks. Then I got my slightly bigger ones, and then on to my real fuel that's gonna last me for the night. Good start. All right, this is something I wanted to do on my last trip, and I didn't start a fire, so never got around to it. As you see, I got a nice little fire going, nice compact fire, plenty of wood behind me. For my purposes anyway. I mean, I don't want it to go all night. But I wanted to start a little segment of my YouTube channel here called Campfire Chat. So my goal is, if people actually start watching these videos, they can drop in the comments and say what they want the next Campfire Chat to be about. So obviously this is the first one, and there's no subject matter other than myself. So and just to be known, it can be as serious or as lighthearted as you want, just whatever you want to talk about around the campfire, because oftentimes that's a great thing, you know, when you have a friend come out and you sit around, it gets dark, which is getting there soon, I think. But my name is John, and I guess the number one thing about me is I have a beautiful little daughter who is 9, and I alluded to her earlier. She has a very sharp wit, and I live in Mississippi, which means I have to travel often to do cool stuff like this. And I'm a pharmaceutical salesman. That's not very exciting though. So I don't know, I guess the foundational pillars of myself is be kind to people, be honest, and try to do stuff that challenges you, you know. I get nervous like before every single trip, and but it's a challenge. I want to go out here and do stuff like leave my spoon at home and eat disgusting beef jerky. Anyway, that's it. Be nice, be honest, and live a little. So anyway, comment what you want on a fireside chat, and we'll do it next time. I'm gonna cut this off, enjoy the fire for a while when it gets dark, and then go to bed. I've been hearing something in the woods, and then this guy comes out, just roaming around. Hey. This isn't your campsite, get on. Get on out of here. I was wondering what's been moving around back there. Go on. There he goes. That's actually pretty cute. All right, it's 7:25 in the morning, and I am packed up, back on the trail. So I think I only have about 4.5 miles to go back to the trailhead, and there should be some waterfalls along the way. I hope, because that river was super dry yesterday. We'll see. Okay. Found some water. This is Fall Creek Sink. It sounds very nice. See how it keeps going back there. Oh wow. Hold up. Looks like the water from the sink's flowing there. Going underground. And off into the caves. Yeah, I think I'll stay up here. I'm on a little side trail to HorsePound Falls. I'm sure you can hear it. Oh, wow. How about that? I've been on a steady ascent out of Collins Gulf along a lot of rocks like this, and I'm not sure what the elevation gain is. Probably from the bottom to the top 1,200 feet maybe. Some of the sections are pretty steep, so not too far away now, and I think probably got the worst of the climb behind me, at least for the most part. And maybe a mile from the trailhead and back to the car. Some really impressive bluffs kind of trek along. That is not your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Yeesh. Here, a waterfall. This will be the last one of the trip. That's Suter Falls. And I see it. HorsePound is still my favorite. That was really cool. But this one does come with its own suspension bridge. I think it's the third one we've crossed the strip. Ooh, this is fancy. There's Suter Falls there. This one feels so much sturdier. It does wobble a lot though. It actually feels a lot better than some of those wooden ones I've crossed. Okay, well, I was focused on the waterfall, and then when I looked the other way, this is pretty incredible. Join me as we walk through that area. Yeah, this is the stuff I was wanting to see. This is why I picked this trail. The rim yesterday was, it's alright, it's whatever. But this is neat. Another piece of good news. We're almost back to the trailhead. A good little trip. Yep, I just wobbled on a rock. I want to get a view back down. Maybe catch that waterfall one more time. See what it looks like from this angle here. Yeah, that's all right. Follow white blazes to the exit. So we're pretty much done. This is a good loop. Some parts were pretty hard. That's true. And you know, I did forget my spoon, so I didn't get to eat a good dinner. And it is June in Tennessee, so those are factors that can make for a bit of an extra difficulty. But overall, really good. Today was fantastic. I mean, the 2 waterfalls alone were worth the trip. So after hiking this one, I've hiked all 3 of the gulfs at South Cumberland State Park. There's actually a separate area called Fiery Gizzard that I've not been to yet. But everything I've read, it might be saving the best for last. But as far as the 3 gulfs go, doing all 3 now, I would say the Big Creek Gulf is probably the most enjoyable. It's just a lot of neat stuff through there, like Stone Door and such as that. But anyway, good trip.